What is up, guys? This is Jared Spalding here, and today in this, I guess you could call it controversial video, I'm going to be talking about, is Donald Trump going to be the next Hitler? And before you go and dislike it and think, oh wow, that guy's crazy, please note I'm not going to be super biased towards either side. I'm just going to, just try to state what I think are at least somewhat of facts. You could probably consider them opinions too, but I mean, it's something that's pretty present, and it's pretty factual, so anyway, let's just jump right into this here. So, I mean, despite what, some people would want to believe, Donald Trump is probably more similar to Hitler than you'd think. Both of them are coming in at a time where, their country's in great economic need. Now, of course, Germany was a lot worse off than we are now, but we are still recovering, even now, from the 2008 stock market crash. You're talking about, precious metals and oil at an all-time low in value. So it's definitely something that's affecting a lot of commerce in the country, especially oil prices, being so low. It's a lot of tax money that's not, you're not getting as much of. Of course, people are driving more, so it kind of evens out anyway, but, it's affecting a little bit, but you can just see our dollar it's better than it's been, but it's still not as strong as it should be. Definitely not, and, it's something we want to work on. But not only that, but they're both using it to their advantage, with Hitler promising to make the country great again, and Donald Trump's slogan being "Make America Great Again." Both of them are, Hitler was, but both of them were against freeloaders, I guess you could say. Neither one of them liked people who were sitting around doing nothing, but Hitler was a little bit different about it. Donald Trump, of course, doesn't like people who live off the government and that type of thing. And anyway, one of the biggest similarities is that they're both attacking minorities and using them as a scapegoat for the country's problems, with Hitler, of course, blaming Jewish people and having no bias or basis. Oh my god, alright, if I could speak normally here. But he had no basis to attack the Jewish people, and later on the Christian people, homosexuals, gypsies, basically any minority he could find he would attack to try to create a superior race, which I don't know if we're going to see from Donald Trump. But he's attacking the Mexican immigrants, and not literally, of course, but figuratively, verbally attacking them for, and blaming them for the country's problems, saying that they're the reason they're the reason that we're having so many problems. And both of them are attacking a minority that their country basically, rely on, because with Jewish people, they were bankers and people like that who were running a lot of the economy in the country, and then a lot of Mexican immigrants, I'm not going to say, all of them are poor or anything, and that only them have to work, but a lot of our labor force is based on Mexican immigrants, as well as immigration from other countries. This country was built on immigration. Technically, unless you're a Native American, you are an immigrant, is the way it works. But they both, and another similarity here is that they both have very radical ideas, yet have rise to massive popularity, despite what many would believe, with Hitler's ideas being very radical in the sense that he was like, we must crush all the Jewish people and attack them and things like that. And Hitler has a lot. Oh my God, yeah, no. And Donald Trump has a lot of these radical ideas too, with trying to build a wall and making Mexico pay for it, which probably is never going to happen. But he wants to have this wall built and have every Mexican immigrant kicked out. That type of thing. Have extremely harsh standards on immigration, and that sort of thing. But these ideas are very radical, and I believe if he becomes president, which probably won't happen, but if it does, all of his actions, I think, are going to be, denied by Congress, and either that or the judicial system or judicial branch, I guess you could call it, will, declare these acts unconstitutional that he's trying to pass. Attacking Mexico is what he probably had them having to do just to make them pay for a wall, and Congress is certainly not going to agree to a war against them, because Congress is the one that's responsible for declaring war. And there's certainly, if the president proposes, declaring war against Mexico over it, they're certainly not going to agree, because that's a lot of tax money. And then what's going to end up happening is, if anything, he's going to try to get us to pay for building a wall, and then the taxpayers are not going to be, too thrilled about spending probably, I'm pretty sure it's estimated to be in the trillions of dollars it would cost to build this wall. And when we already have a multi-digit trillion-dollar deficit, that's definitely not something that we can afford to do right now. We really don't have enough money to be doing this when our money should be going to paying off our debt to China. Of course, that's for a whole nother video, but they are very similar when you think about it in that respect, or in many respects. But of course, Donald Trump would not be able to be extreme as Hitler. I don't think he's going to be able to, kill 6 million Mexican immigrants or anything like that. And I don't think he really wants to. I don't think, maybe he believes he's superior to other people because of how rich he is or whatever. But I don't think that he wants to create his own, race of super, superior human beings where he exterminates anyone who doesn't worship him. I don't think he's gonna ever even try to go as far as Hitler did, but I think Hitler was a lot more serious of a threat than Donald Trump is. I think Donald Trump's kind of a joke, honestly. Someone who at least I like to personally laugh at, because a lot of his a lot of the stuff he says he's gonna do is kind of ridiculous sounding. And a lot of his claims are kind of ridiculous too. How he says he's never had any drugs in his life, which could make sense, except for the fact he says he's never touched a drop of alcohol, and he's never had any caffeine in his whole life, which I find very hard to believe, especially when one of the things that he sells through his many companies is vodka. So, if you're making millions of dollars off of a product, I'm pretty sure you've at least tried it once or twice. You know what I mean? Especially if you're trying to say that drugs are bad, why would you be selling vodka? It doesn't make any sense to me. But I'm pretty sure that's kind of ridiculous of a claim. He has other ones too. Stuff that he claims he's going to do, make America great again or whatever. And I really personally, I don't want to get too political here, but I really hope he doesn't win the presidency. If anyone, I would want Bernie Sanders to become president personally. But that's just me, Of course, let me know in the comment section who you want to become president. And if you really think Hitler and Donald Trump are more similar than most of us realize, let me know. But overall, I think that their approach was pretty similar, but I don't think Donald Trump's going to be nearly as extreme as Hitler. So I'll just crack my fingers there. But anyway, I do hope you enjoyed the video and hope you got something from it. That's it for this one. Peace, love, and much respect.